All right, we are on the good life. We got Nikki coming up. How long has it been?
It's been 2.5 years, General.
2.5 years? Has it been that long?
Yeah, since
Man,
2020.
yeah. So, okay, tell us about what role you in, what type of company is it, and what do you do?
Hello, everyone. My name is Nikki, and I'm glad to be here again. I currently work as a data engineer for a consulting company. My day-to-day activity revolves around Informatica, and the database we use is Snowflake. And what we're doing presently is to move data from PostgreSQL and perform some ETL. We have some tax flow already, So what we're just doing is migrate data from the source to destination, which in this case is the Snowflake. The good thing about it is that the source data are already database data. They are not dirty. You really don't have much transformation to do. And then the company is so, designed in such a way that little pieces of tasks are given to certain people. Like if I set up a tax flow, which in your case, it will be like a data flow in SSIS. If I set that up, it's a Control M team, another team that are going to set up the schedule and make sure that the job does not fail after I've done my home bit. Basically what we do is to move data from source to staging area, from staging area to PSA area, from PSA to data warehouse, from data warehouse to data mart, and then make the data available to all the users located worldwide, So that's basically what I do now. But the journey did not start with being a data engineer. The journey started for me with being a Power BI developer. And getting in, I got into a consulting company first, and I worked there, being outsourced to different companies, like a supply chain company that's have a distribution company for beer and Coca-Cola. I went from there. I worked as a Power BI developer again for a reinsurance company before I went on to a utility company. In the utility company, I was introduced to Azure. So right there, I had to make use of ADF and Azure Synapse Analytics to move data, prep data, and use the data for visualization. So in that experience, it's like an end-to-end processing. In this case, you want to prepare your data before you use it for visualization. So over time, I realized that you cannot just do Power BI in isolation. You must know how to prepare your data, moving your data to wherever they want it to be before you actually, create the visualization for the business. That is how the journey started. And because I do mostly ETL, most people, most companies wants to migrate maybe from Tableau to Power BI. They want you in to move those visualization. They want the same look and the same feel. Sometimes this is not possible. But my takeaway from the experience I've had is that you must know how to present your case. You must know how to communicate to other people. Okay. You must know how to say, I don't know, in a very dignified manner. Okay. All this I learned on the job, apart from the training that we got through this wonderful internship that you all are right now. That's about my career right now, General.
So tell us about your background and what was it like for you going through the Colaberry program?
So I joined Colaberry Bootcamp in 2017. I had no job, coming from Africa. I was already done with the banking job that I did for almost 20 years. So coming here with my husband, also in the data domain, I felt challenged that what a man can do, a woman can do better. So I started digging and I got into Colaberry. And because I had no distraction, Colaberry was just my life. Like I wake up, I sleep with it and all that. There was nothing else. So I was in Colaberry bootcamp. I did the IPBC and all that, but I had the break in between, and in 2019, I came in for the internship. And in internship, all of us were very impatient. We all want to grab the job like right away. The training that we should have personal projects and group projects, it was quite difficult. I ran through my projects, but the group projects, when I started working, I really regretted it that I did not put my all into it when I was in internship. Because when I started the job, I realized that it was just another Colaberry in another form. This time around, we worked with Agile framework, and we were like 19 people in a team, and everybody had to say and present your deliverables every day. Now, you don't want to sound like a broken record. Each day, you want to be sure that you have a deliverable, you have a task that was completed, and you must, with all confidence, talk about it in the next day meeting. So there was no time for you to last around. You just have to get it and get it fast. So that was what actually happened to me. So, going through the internship, I did everything that you guys did the CAP competition, did everything. And I rushed to get my resume out there, even though General tried to stem the flow that take it easy, get well grinded. If you do the project one, you can go on to project two, but I just didn't want to hear all that. I wanted the job. For you guys that are here, please, soak in as much as you can, because it's just like that in the real world. For the people who had it easy, probably they were hired by sponsors or clients directly. If you are hired directly by the company that needed those services, you are more relaxed because they will also employ some contractors and consultants to come in and do part of the work for you. But when you're working for a consulting company or you're coming in as a contractor, they just want you to run the magic. So this is how it was with me.
Fantastic. So how has your life changed since you got your first job?
Like 360 degrees. from being afraid, anxious, unsure, to somebody who is financially independent. You know that your kid is going to college. You don't need to be thinking so much. You can fund its way through school. You can fund your lifestyle. You can do other things that you need to do with money. I've gone around, I'm yet to see somebody who actually bought anything from Udemy and finished the course. So Colaberry has no equal as far as I'm concerned. All over, I've been to some other places, even the assignments, the homework, nobody is checking, nobody is doing anything. Nobody is following anything. You are just on your own. With Colaberry, with General and the team, I don't think you can get them anywhere else. Thank you.
Awesome. And we got a financial literacy class coming up for the alumni.
Ooh,
so make sure you
that's great.
That. Yeah.
Yes, I was in the class for the real estate as well.
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have a professional come by and teach us all some good stuff.
Can't wait.
All right. So what's the biggest piece of advice you give for everyone?
The advice are like numerical. The first one is that know more about the Azure services. In as much as we are so grounded in TSQL as a programming language, we are so grounded in SSIS, SSRS. The companies these days are looking for cheaper alternatives, moving their services, their data to cloud. So you want to be, you want to know what is like data lake stuff, for example, what's the difference between it and blob storage. You want to know S3 buckets for AWS, that what is it? How do I move data from all these different sources? Like, how do you move data from Google Analytics 360, for example, into Power BI? You want to be sure that you are aware and you know that all these services, streaming data is there as well. They exist. And if you have the time, you want to get the certification for DP900, That is the Azure fundamentals. If you are into Power BI, you want to be sure that you get certified as well. Now, there are soft skills that you need to have. You want to know about SharePoint. Some people don't know. I never knew about SharePoint before I started working. You want to know how you can actually organize your mails in Microsoft Outlook. You want to know how to sync Microsoft Teams to your File Explorer, those little things. You want to know about Jira, how tasks are up there in Jira, just like we have in Basecamp, and that of DevOps, you want to know about GitHub, that is where you keep your code, so that other people in your team can have access to the code. You want to know about Notepad++, how to create multiple browsers so that when you are working for a company and then they source you out to a client's company, you have like two teams. You want to know all those things, how to organize yourself. And of course, it's practical. There are various variation of it. Like if you come into Azure, you see variation of T-SQL that are being used there, just like you have in NoSQL, CosmoDB, all those beautiful stuff.
Nikki, tell us more about your life. Tell us more about your life. You start to stress them out. You giving them all type of things. What else has changed in your life?
A lot of things have changed in my life. Being an housewife and a mother, I don't really have that much financial responsibility, So it's like I would say that I have now more than enough to run life with, to go on vacation, and to have some very good investments out there,
Are you happier?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm happier than when I first came into Colaberry, a struggling woman. Now I have the confidence, I'm happy, and I'm grateful.
And so, you work with other people out there in the field. Do you feel like you were able to hold your own?
Absolutely. You ingrained the confidence in us before we came out of Colaberry internship, because when I was going out there, I started with 5 years of experience, So if anybody was talking to me, recruiters, I want to be sure, number one, the job matches my lifestyle, okay? I wasn't just picking anything that comes across my way in terms of reward, in terms of ways of working. Say, for example, you live in Virginia and there's a job in New York, and because you're desperate for a job, you got that an hybrid job and you have to be traveling all the way. I did not do that, because before I came out, other alumni, they came in, they talked to us, I listened to them, and I sort of planned on what I really wanted. Like the general said, don't chase after the job, let the job chase after you. Okay. So that was exactly what I did. I made them to scream and beg, every time I go out there to look for other opportunities.
All right. Well, thank you, Nikki, for coming back and talking to us again. We sure appreciate you. And we love knowing what life is like 2.5 years later. So you continue to do your thing. You, of course, making Colaberry proud, and just keep on doing it. All right.
Thank you. Another thing that I want to tell everybody is that when you're doing your interview, because I've seen some companies that had lots of Colaberry, people in there, and they want to know more about Colaberry. Okay, what's this Colaberry? Why do we interview so many people from there? So I do tell them that Colaberry, first and foremost, is a training organization, so they train people. At the same time, it is a consulting company. So you will get trained, you will have the internship. If you like, you can stay and you can have all your experiences before you leave. Okay.
Look at you, just helping everybody out with all of the tough interview questions. All right, we love that heart on you, Nikki. We appreciate you. And for those of you who, yeah, I get it. You're going through your little tough times and you want to cry. And you're like, oh, at least being mean to me. Listen, this is why on the first Thursday of every month, I bring people back to talk to you so you can snap out of it. Okay? This is life-changing, life-changing. You don't get what you get in here anywhere else. And that's why I'm so hard on you, because you want to make it there. You have to make it there. And the only person that can stop you is you. You're the only person. You stop yourself. Everybody that quits, they quit mentally. Okay? So I'm trying to help you build that mental toughness that'll propel you into the life that you want, the career that you want, like everything is right there. Okay? The only thing that stops you is you quitting. That's the only thing. Okay? Colaberry's not going to give up on you. Okay? You can only give up on yourself. So just follow the steps. Okay? There's nothing else like this out there, okay? I'm telling you, just follow it. I get it. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to push you out your comfort zone. But anything that has such a huge upside, you got to understand that it's going to be tough, okay? Because there's certain lessons that you have to learn, okay? And those are tough lessons. But once you learn them, you're going to be good. All right, that concludes another one of our Good Life sessions. I hope that you sign up. It's going to be on the first Thursday of every month. We had Rua, we had Lorena, we had Mr. Worku, and then we had Nikki. So I hope you guys enjoyed the session. And most importantly, I hope you looking forward to that good life.